Hey, how's it going?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. You
Good.
coping? Still coping?
Yeah, coping with COVID.
I
It's
was
good.
just about to say that.
Ah, it's alliteration, baby. Yep, still here, still good. We've been
Good.
lucky. Yeah. So I'm Sherry.
I'm Suzanne, and this is Shared Brain Damage.
We missed last week because,
We
you
we
know,
did. We just did.
yeah, just the
That's
way it
okay.
goes.
Yep.
Sometimes there aren't that many funny things happening, and this week is no exception. I think we should probably acknowledge that there are really terrible things happening in the news. But we'd also like to provide a little bit of a break from all of that. So let's talk about stupid funny stuff instead of stupid sad stuff for just a minute. But yeah.
Do you remember that stupid? Oh wow, my brain is getting mushier the longer I don't work. Do you remember that stupid story about the watermelon heads?
Yes.
So before we start, I have an update.
Beautiful. I
Would
already know
you?
this update, but please share with the room.
Yeah. So they actually caught one of the guys.
They sure did.
So this is an OD article, and I had to laugh because it's written very well. And it's written actually from a pandemic kind of point of view, where across the country, Americans struggle to find masks, and now they're required by most businesses and states as they stay-at-home orders end. Consequently, those who need face masks for work are even more dire straits. Frontline workers, medical professionals, and robbers are all scrambling to find mask coverings for the public snatches up everything from N95 masks to balaclavas. In the small state of Virginia, two robbers were unable to work from home, got creative. Security footage shows two men in lifted black Toyota arriving 9:30. We've already talked about this. They robbed the bank with the watermelons over their head. This article applauds them for finding such big watermelons to fit their heads.
We discussed
And
that too.
yes, we did. And they thought that was pretty good. And that the fact that they did left the N95 mask for the frontline workers.
Oh yes, very
But
charitable. Thank you so much.
yeah, they thought that was pretty good too. So, of course, we talked about how the police put the melon heads out for public find.
Sorry.
And they did. They found them. Well, they found one. They found them actually taking photographs. They were posing with other people in different stores for photographs
Nice.
through social media. So they
I
did
mean, that's
post.
safe. Nobody checks social media for crimes or God. Come on
So
now.
they saw them in another store where they had posed for pictures with fellow shoppers. So one suspect remains in large, but Rogers faces up to 5 years in prison for the stunt. There's no words on what the motive was, but you can imagine Wednesday's night slamming watermelon flavored White Claw and getting crafty with their parents' produce.
Good
And,
Lord.
and it says watermelons do not meet CDC guidelines for face coverings, but thanks, guys.
You can't breathe through them. I mean, there's a major problem.
So
Kind
one's
of
been
wet.
caught. The second one has not been caught, but they definitely have one done. One got.
I don't understand the whole posing for pictures thing. Like, he was like, yeah, it's me, Melonhead. I robbed a bank. I'm amazing. Here, come get a picture. Like, I wonder if he had like some kind of sign up or like, you know what I mean? Like those Vegas guys, like the guy painted all in silver. There's like a sign, like put a quarter in and then he moves it, whatever. Like,
Well,
I
it
can
doesn't
imagine
say
what
if
it was.
they posed for pictures before the robbery or after the robbery.
Oh my
It may have
God.
been, maybe they didn't plan on robbing someone and they were taking pictures and they're like, oh, those are good robbery masks. And they're like, yeah, let's go rob something.
This is an opportunity we can't afford to waste.
Yeah,
Time to
right?
take these out onto the road. These could be useful.
So I had to share that with you before we started our threes because it was an update that I thought was too funny.
Thank you. It's fabulous.
Did you want to start this today?
Sure. I am going to talk about how a doorbell camera recorded an alligator climbing a bench to reach a turtle plaque. So I have a doorbell camera as well. I have a couple of them in different parts of the house, and occasionally this kind of thing will happen to me where like I'll get an alarm, like an alert from the backyard or an alert from the side yard or whatever, and then I'll go and open up the app and there's like a fucking hideous bug crawling across the camera, like right up in your face, and it's horrifying every single time. But in this case, this Florida man, um, got an alert from his doorbell camera, checked the footage, and was surprised to see an alligator climbing on the bench on his at his front door. And he was looking for the turtle plaque that was on the wall. So I guess the alligator thought that looked pretty good, so he was going to go get it. So this poor man was awoken to find an alert on his app, and then he's reviewed the footage and watched the alligator wander onto his front porch, climb on the bench, and reach a turtle plaque bearing an image of sea turtles. He says he's glad he didn't get up and go to open the door. No kidding.
Right.
So, I mean, that can be pretty interesting. I've seen like wasps crawl on them. I saw like a big old spider with a hairy belly on it. But it's always shocking to me when it's not something like the wind or whatever. Like you click on it assuming it's going to be something benign, and then it's just horrendous. Like you're suddenly in the trials of life, like a close up on some nasty bug. Happens all the time. But yeah,
I've never had bugs. I have the doorbell camera as well, but I also have fake sunflowers just outside my door. You know those?
Yep.
And I have a lot of birds. I think they're real. So we get a lot of birds going and triggering. Yeah.
I see.
So do you have any other Florida man stories?
No.
You don't?
No.
I skipped one because I thought for sure you were going to bring it up.
No, I don't have one.
The Florida man and the beehive?
No. Now I feel like we're missing out.
Oh, I don't know where it was from. My husband or my fiance said, "Oh, here's a Florida man one for you."
You can call it your husband. It's pretty much a done deal.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
He said, "There's a Florida man story here for you. You guys do Florida man all the time." And I said, "Sure, we'll definitely find that one." And I was like, "What is it?"
I did.
I don't know what site it was on. It was a Florida man, and he found a beehive, and he used it as a blow-up doll and got severely stung.
I'm sorry.
Yep.
A beehive?
Yep.
He put it on him. Okay.
Yeah.
I mean,
he said how many, I don't know if I can find it quickly, but he did say how many times he got stung. And the article was like, "Thanks for letting us know not to do that."
Well, I mean, that should have been self-evident. But I wonder how he got to adulthood, like barring every other question that I have.
He was the kid that used the apple pie, right?
Oh my goodness. But a beehive though, like you could have found a hole in a fence or a log or anything. There's so many other options. Just not out in the nature. Like I don't know. That restaurant we covered last time seemed to find the real deal, those real calls for not a whole bunch of money. So like,
Yeah, what's the deal?
Rather than a beehive, it doesn't take too much. God.
Oh yeah, so there's your Florida man. That was an unexpected like little story there for you. I thought for sure you'd have it.
That ER visit though?
Oh yeah, there was an ER. There had to have been an ER visit.
Of course there was. It was probably an unmanageable situation.
I remember as a kid, we used to go to Toronto all the time and visit this one hotel. It was gorgeous. It's probably right off the 401. It seemed like a world away when I was growing up, but I think it was a Hilton or something like that. And the actual pool area was gorgeous and had a ton of like tropical trees around it. Like they really did a nice job. And my mom's friend had a daughter the same age as me, and we'd go for shopping for the weekend. But playing in that pool for us was it. Like that's why we wanted to go. Screw the shopping. We just played in that pool. And we got there one time and it was shut down at like it was closed at 10, but we usually went swimming after dinner. It was like 7 o'clock at night. It was closed and there was an ambulance there. And we're like, what the hell? I was so angry. And my mom told me later that somebody got his wing wong stuck in the filter system. And they had to shut down the pool and get the ambulance.
I don't have one, so I can't speak for people who do. But I feel like if it was anything close to the same importance level as my own genitalia, I wouldn't go just inserting it into things.
Beehives and air and pool filters.
Like, I would just kind of scan my environment and be like, oh, I think
Let's not do that. Yeah.
I think it might go in there. No. You think it'd take more care because like it's important to you. You have to hang on to that for later to get patched. There's some sensation. You think that it would just factor in a little more thinking.
I was pretty upset with him. He closed the pool down for several hours. We didn't, I mean, it was fine the next morning, but we were sent to bed.
Just picture how that must have gone, right? Like A to Z.
Well, and the thing is that
Ambulance.
that pool, and why I explained it to you is that pool was the hub. Like all the hotel rooms were in a circle going up. So every hotel room's window looked in on that tropical forest. So it's not like you were alone in a pool room. Every hotel room was looking down on you.
It's pretty much a given that you're never alone, regardless. Anywhere. Don't do things that you will regret if they're on TikTok or Facebook or YouTube later. Just walk around and think to yourself that somebody must be filming you, because the chances are pretty good that they are.
Right?
This is how we get watermelon heads.
Okay. Is it my turn? Because I have more stupid people stories.
Yes, fabulous. That's what we're here for.
All right, India today, May 20th. And so it's trending news in India today. And it's woman in China sends 1,000 kilograms of onions to her ex-boyfriend to ensure he cries too.
1,000 kilograms of onions.
Yep. So in a bizarre incident, the heartbroken woman in China sent 1,000 kilograms of onions to her ex-boyfriend as revenge. She apparently wanted to make him cry as much as she did after the relationship ended.
And he lives in where?
They're in India. They're from India.
Okay.
They didn't live together. And there's a picture of him like seriously looking at like I can't tell you how many bags of onions at the door.
He's like scratching his head like, what the hell do I do with all of these?
Yeah. Like bags and bags of onions.
I mean, it's very creative. I have to give props for creativity. You know, and not very expensive if you think about how much onions cost. Probably pretty cool.
Several stacks of red onions were dumped outside her ex-boyfriend's door. He was photographed looking at the onions in a clueless state. So those are in the hall, what you see.
So he was photographed because someone's always photographing you.
She sent him a note with the onions that read, "I've cried for 3 days, now it's your turn." Apparently the girl was angry that her boyfriend had not shed a single tear after parting ways with her. Do you want to know why he broke up with her?
Because she's crazy?
Because of her, quote, over-the-top behavior.
Crazy. Yeah.
He dodged a bullet there.
Well, he sort of dodged it. I mean, he did get saddled with 1,000 kilograms of onions. But you make yourself some French onion soup and get rid of a bunch of them all at once. Oh my God.
Crazy people.
Man, I can think of a lot of better things to purchase and like send to people's houses as revenge.
Like the pizzas. Remember the pizzas? Did I do
the
pizzas? Yes.
But I mean, like, what about like raw fish? Just like a bucket of raw fish.
That doesn't make you cry. Onions are supposed to make you cry.
Yeah, I get it.
It was symbolic.
Sure, not just gross.
Yeah.
Because you could do like beef livers or like, you know, cracked eggs in a bucket.
I had a public school. I'm full of stories tonight. I had a public school and there was like, I don't know, 15. I can't remember how many people, like less than 15 of us in grade 8. And our main teacher was the principal, Mr. Monday. And
sorry, his name was Mr. Monday.
Yeah.
It's like Mr. sucks. You know what I mean? You could be Mr. Friday. You could be Mr. Monday. Everybody's not happy to see you. Just like,
anyways,
you're like, fuck, this guy.
We did have one other teacher that came in and out of our classroom, and I guess there was like a little kind of war or battle between the two of them. And we came to class one morning and it reeked of fish. Oh my God, did it reek of fish? And nobody knew what it was from. We just figured someone left their lunch in their desk or whatever. So Mr. Monday's door, because he's a principal, was attached to our classroom. So he came in and he's like, "What is that smell?" She had wrapped a really bad rotten fish in newspaper and stuck it in a desk.
Nice.
And it stunk our classroom forever and ever and ever.
That's amazing. Also, where the hell did you go to school where there was an office door connected to your classroom? Did you go to school in like a one-room classroom from like Little House on the Prairie?
Yeah, it was like a Little House on the Prairie, but it was a bit bigger than that. But there was like 130, 150 of us from K to 8.
Yeah, that's not a lot of people. Okay.
No.
Yeah.
No, there wasn't.
Yeah.
We had split too. It was grade 7 and 8 in our classroom because there was so few of us.
Oh God. Wow, it's very
Yeah.
personal. You
What?
get like, well, because there's so few students, you would know everyone really.
We did, and when we got supply teachers, it never went well with our class.
No, because you know
Yeah.
exactly what everybody's gonna do.
Oh, we changed our names. We made two of our supply teachers cry. Yeah. And they never knew that the door was attached to like the principal's office. So when they got upset, they would go out the hallway, which meant all the way down the hallway and then left to the principal's office. And we would just knock on the principal's office and say, "The teacher's upset. We think she got a fly in her eye or something."
We think she maybe sat on attack. Don't know what that's about.
So we always beat the teacher to the actual office.
It's amazing. Oh my God.
Yeah, we all got, I think one day we all got suspended, all of us in our classroom.
Suspended.
Yeah,
Or,
and we had to, like, in school suspension
oh, okay.
for being jerks to we put glue in our coffee and stuff, and we changed our names, and we were
Nice.
not good kids.
When my friends weren't in class, I used to try to like say here for them. You know what I mean? And they would do the same for me if we were like late or whatever. And so we got nailed one time, and like all of us, like I think there were like 6 of us that did it for each other. I guess the teacher wasn't that big of an idiot, and they were like taking note every time we did it. So we got pulled into a meeting, and they called our parents. My parents were like, "I don't care, we're not coming." So they, because my parents, so they just sent a letter home that my mom never read. It was amazing. I got out of doing all kinds of like getting in trouble for all kinds of things because my parents just didn't take an interest. One time you're happy about that, right? Thank you for not caring.
Thank you. That's awesome.
All right.
What's your next story?
Okay, so in New Zealand, this happened just like on the 28th, so 3 days ago. Police responded to the report of a body found in the road. But instead of a body, they find a discarded mannequin.
Oh no!
Yeah. So, and this is from UPI. Police in New Zealand responded to a city street on a report of a body on the road, but arrived to find the supposed corpse was actually a mannequin. And it was part of an installation, like an art installation at an art exhibit. So the body was placed to like look like a body with broken glass around it and everything. So I guess it was just really realistic. So people walking by thought it was a real body. And the police actually, when they arrived, also thought it was real because they busted open the window to like get to it and then realized it was fake.
So hold a sec. I'm missing the picture. You said it was on the road?
Yeah, it was like spotted on the roadway, but the situation was not as it seemed. The body was actually in the doorway to the art exhibit, and it had glass sprinkled around it, like it was all done up like it was a crime scene, but it was part of art.
That's dark.
Yeah, it was part of an art installation.
Dark art.
Yeah, I've seen lots of stuff like that.
Really?
But not usually like convincing. The darkest art I ever saw. Well, actually, I've got 2 stories. One's X-rated, but one's pretty tame. I'll tell that one. So there was a bag and had a bunch of doll arms stuck inside of it, like a satchel, and the doll arms were all like, all spread out in like a weird fan from the bag. And then there was a fuzzy teacup set sitting next to it, like a teacup and kettle, and they were all covered in fur. So it was part of like I don't know, just looked really off-putting, and it was set up like you were supposed to be enjoying the tea with your weird doll arm bag. It's messed up. And the other one was a giant fuzzy vagina that you could climb into.
Wow.
Yeah, to experience some rebirth.
That's gross.
Right. It didn't make any noise, thank God. It was a giant fuzzy purple vagina.
All right. You have some sick friends.
No. These are all at art exhibits. I don't know. I don't know them at all. And the other gross one I went to once in high school, it was actually mandatory. I took a lot of art in school because it's easy. I enjoy easy courses, but I had to go to this art exhibit, and they had taken pictures of a whale decomposing on a beach over a course of time. So it like, was turning colors and then bloated and then blew up and then it like turned into bones and it was a bleached bone. Anyway, they took pictures of it as it like just slowly decayed. And that was supposed to show you like some kind of cycle of life mumbo jumbo. But I was just really grossed out because they had the bones in a box in the middle of the room. And then all of these pictures about how it decomposed all the way around it. So, I mean, I don't really understand a lot of art. Try really hard, but I think if I showed up to this particular one with a like a mannequin spread out like a real dead person, I probably wouldn't have received that message properly either. I probably would have tried to save its life. You know, sometimes it's just lost on everyone involved, and I think this is a case of that. Like you should have put a plaque up, maybe a sign that says, don't be concerned, this is not a real human.
Something.
Yeah, anything. Maybe just like the name of it. You know how they sometimes do that, where they just put a plaque up and they're like, banana something or other by Joseph Smith. They just needed one of those, like Dead Body by Sherry Woods.
This is art.
Yeah, this is art right here.
Art.
Not a human. Doesn't need to be resurrected. Please leave it there. Yeah. I just want to know the first person who busted through the glass. So they broke the glass, jumped in to go save a life, right? They run down there, they grab it, they flip it over, and it's stiff as hell. They're like,
what the hell?
This isn't rigor mortis. This is a plastic doll. Oh, crazy. Well, you have to call that in.
But you know what, though? Sometimes that's what they do. They just want attention, good or bad. Drew, it made the news. That art gallery made the news.
Oh, true. Oh, so you think that maybe they set it up to go viral?
Maybe.
Ah, that's actually quite clever.
If they did. Or maybe it was just an accident.
Yeah, accidentally super popular.
Yep.
Well, I guess it's a happy ending because nobody died.
Yay.
Yeah.
All right, this is from Newswire. Newswire.lk. It's also from India, I think.
You're going international.
I am. Well, I like this one because this gentleman, he died of coronavirus. His family ID'd him. They buried him. And his name was, now because I'm not very good with names, so bear with me. His name was Dandris Pereira. He was identified dead about a month ago due to an accident. Sorry, not coronavirus. He died from an accident which took place in, I'll give it a shot, but I'm going to fail, Atharuguria. As relatives identified the body to be his, subsequently his family members placed the final rites of him and buried the body. However, he returned home a couple days ago.
So
he just walked in and shocked everyone in his village. He left for work on the 4th of February and could not return home until his surprise visit due to travel restrictions because of the coronavirus threat. When I came home, they ran all away in shock. I had come in with the police to tell them what happened. I might be the first person who saw his own graveyard. It's still unclear how. Pardon?
Who did they bury?
That is the big question. They have no idea who they buried.
Okay. Do funeral rites in India go sort of similar to here? Do they, I think cremation is pretty popular, but they buried this person?
They buried him. I mean, you can see his grave. She's standing at his grave.
Okay, so theoretically they could dig it up and find out who they buried.
Yeah, they could.
Okay.
But I don't know what kind of sophistication they have in science there, but it doesn't seem to be it just seems to be a question of the whole article is I wonder who we buried. It's not
no kidding.
Hey, we need to unbury this person to find out who we buried.
I'm super glad that my loved one isn't dead, but what did we do?
Yeah, and the thing is they ID'd him. That's what I don't get.
Yeah.
How did you ID a loved one? They identified the body to be his.
You said it was an accident.
Yeah, it was an accident which took place, and the relatives identified the bodies to be his and buried him.
So maybe it was pretty bad off, and they were just kind of going by.
They were able to identify him.
Sure, but based on what, right? Just the clothes he was wearing or whatever. How bad off are we?
I don't know. There's so many questions to this.
Yeah.
And why didn't he contact them? Why didn't he call them and say, hey, they knew he went overseas to go for work, wouldn't they?
I would think so, or at least out of province or whatever. I don't know.
Yeah.
But I mean, there could be an alternate reality situation going on where
I don't know. Maybe it's just all bullshit. It's a bullshit article.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Oh no. Okay.
Who are you talking to?
No, as soon as you said serious or something like that. It activates my Siri. He starts asking me what I need.
Oh, our Google Homes all crashed.
Oh, that's not
Yeah,
good.
we have to redo them all.
Oh,
None of
shoot.
them work anymore. Every time you ask Google to do something, it asks us to sign in.
I would, but we don't know who you are. I know.
And I look at it and it's all signed in. So
Oh, how awesome. That's great.
yeah, we have to reset them all. It's a
It's
nightmare.
it's spying on you.
Yep. What's yours?
Okay, last one. A bottle of cognac from 1762 sells for $146,000.
Holy crap. I'd
Yeah.
be scared to drink it. Well, I guess if you're rich, it doesn't matter.
Dude, I don't even know if it's really liquid. Like they have it like there's no video, so I don't know if you flip this thing on its side if it would like slosh around or if this is like, you know, turned into syrup or whatever. It's from 1762. It's one of the oldest surviving cognacs in the world, and it was sold on an online auction. It's called Gautier Cognac, and it's one of only 3 surviving bottles of that kind. It was sold on Thursday, and that was on the 28th, so actually on Thursday. Um, and there's 2 more. This one's known as the Grand Frère, or Big Brother, and it's the largest of 3 surviving bottles. Another one was sold in 2014, and its little sister is on display in the museum in the Cognac region of France. The bottle is older than the French Revolution.
Wow.
Yeah, and it's, I guess, a really good example of viticulture, which is, I guess, the study of wine or vines or something.
What is
Spirits.
cognac made out of?
Cognac? I don't know. Good question. I don't know.
Well, you said vine, so I
Well,
that,
viticulture, what's that like? Okay, I'm going to do some research. What viticulture is? Viticulture. Please, moment. Well, I just Googled that question. Okay, so it's a Latin word for vine or wine growing. So cognac is a vine. There you go.
well, cognac is a brandy, and it's made of grapes that include Yugi Blanc, Folle Blanc, and Colombard varietals. So it is made out of grapes.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh, there you go. My I know somebody a long time ago who used to have a pear tree in her backyard, and she would make pear brandy or whatever alcohol pear stuff. It was really good. It was made of pears and it was alcoholic because it could knock you out if you had more than one glass.
Nice.
She did well. Yeah, but that's cool. That's really neat. I appreciate old alcohols. I just don't. I respect them. I guess I don't appreciate them. Like maybe that's.
Oh, I'm too much of a savage to appreciate like a nicely cultured viticulture thingy. Like, no, I'm such. Oh my God, I just don't have any refined genes in my entire body. Like I wouldn't know. Like if somebody served me like crappy whiskey off the bar back or like a really fancy 1850s variety, I'd be like, cool, they both taste really good. I don't know. Like I just don't, it's wasted on me. It completely is. And then I've had people tell me before that, I just haven't had the right thing or whatever, and they buy me like a really expensive bottle of wine or a glass of wine, and I'm like, yeah, this still tastes like Peller Estates to me. I don't know.
Can't tell the difference.
You make it up in the moment. You're like, oh yeah, I could totally tell. Oh, the notes, the melon notes on this one are just stellar. Thank you so much.
Oh, I can taste. I think my favorite is. Oh, I can taste a hint of the barrel or whatever that is.
It's got that oaky
Oh,
aftertaste.
yeah, yeah.
Come on, no, it doesn't. You insane person. You don't know. It tastes like alcohol made from grapes. It tastes like grape juice that's fermented, and that's a good thing. Drink it up.
I think I have the same problem with food though. Like I'm in awe when you ever watched Gordon Ramsay and that not Master Chef, Hell's Kitchen while they do the taste test.
Oh yeah. Oh my God.
Oh, everything tastes the same to me. If you close my eyes, couldn't tell you what it tastes like.
Feel that? It's so hard.
So would I.
In both roles, cooking and eating it. I just show up and be like, oh, it's really nom nom nom. Blatant nom nom nom.
I'm the same way with wine and any alcohol.
Yeah.
Food and alcohol all the same.
Yeah.
It goes, yeah, no taste buds on this tongue.
I mean, there's some stuff that I don't like, but I mean, it doesn't mean that I'm a refined lady. Like,
Oh, I'm not refined at all. I'll tell you right now.
no,
No,
no, not at
no.
all. No.
In fact, I told you where I took Mike for, what was it? I can't remember what occasion. I guess it was his birthday or something. We went to a burger joint.
Yeah, that's where he likes to go.
Yeah.
His jam.
I was like, "Do you want to go to the Keg or Star Burger?" He's like, "Star Burger," of course.
Obviously.
Yeah.
He's a very easy man to please that way. You know,
Yep.
he's a simple guy with simple needs. He likes a simple burger.
Yep. And
I
I'm the same
respect it.
way.
Yeah,
Same way.
I can respect that.
Yep. Well, my last one is actually, for me, it's a doozy. I can't get my head around it. Do you know who Elon Musk is?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, just making
We're
sure.
talking about the naming of his child?
Close. It's to
Okay.
do with her, but not, yeah. I don't even, do you know how they pronounce that, by the way? Because it's in my article.
No, it's just a series of letters and numbers. I don't.
Okay.
X
This
something.
is from
A.
republicworld.com. I'm pretty sure you could probably find this news article anywhere. It's from May 30th. So Elon Musk married Claire Elsie Boucher.
Did they actually
Uh,
get married?
well, they had a kid together. I don't know.
Okay.
Did they get married?
I don't think they're married.
Oh, okay. All right. They don't actually refer to her as his wife.
Yeah, there's a bit of an age gap there, but whatever.
Yeah, there is a huge gap. Anyway, she's a Canadian singer
Yeah.
and musician.
She's
Um,
odd. Have you ever
she's
checked out what she does?
yeah. What?
Have you ever checked out her music?
No,
Oh,
not
you
in.
should just take a peekaroo.
Okay.
Yes,
Well,
pretty fun.
she's called Grimes.
Mm-hmm.
That's her musician name. Anyway, she's also an artist. Did you know that?
I mean, so is the person who left a mannequin in the doorway there, so I guess I could argue that I am too. We're all artists, really.
Okay, well, she's an artist to the point where she's actually she's part of an exhibition. Is that right?
Okay.
Yeah. By a gallery, two galleries actually. So,
Oh.
yeah. So I'll just read a bit of the article. Grimes, who recently gave birth to her first child, named capital X, A with an accent aigu with a sword with another A dash 12, who later changed it to a big X, an A with an accent aigu with a sword with a big A with an X 22, like a 1 1. So what's that, 12? Instead of the number. She went A dash 1 2 to A dash Roman 12.
Great.
Musk. And then she put Musk at the end of it.
Sure.
With her partner, I don't know, say their partner, Elon Musk, and they're making headlines. The singer is in an auction with legally sell part of her soul to the highest bidder.
Nice.
Yeah. Grimes' very first art is it exhibition? Is that how you say?
I think it's
Exhibit with ishin on the end of it.
Yeah, I don't know.
I feel like
I
I feel like I'm saying like that streaker word.
think it's exhibition, but let me just look.
Isn't it? What's the name of the person who streaks across the? You know what I'm talking about?
I do.
Oh,
Let me
well,
just be
I'll
sure.
keep reading.
Yeah, it's exhibition.
Okay.
It's
It
a
will be
display
presented.
of work in a
Okay.
gallery or museum exhibition. And I think what you're calling, let me just, you're going to make me Google streaking. It's going to be a problem. Oh my
You're
God.
gonna.
I'm scared. I'm putting search.
I didn't want to say the wrong word.
Leave search off, baby. Oh my God. Okay, they're not talking about the streaking I want.
You're talking about hair streaking? Yeah.
Uh,
So this will be presented by Gallery Platform Los Angeles and Macaron Los Angeles. What? Did you get it?
no, I just read the definition by Wiki. The art in which one removes their clothing and runs around in a public place buck naked.
What's the word?
It doesn't say. I think it's public nudity or public exhibition.
Well, there is a word for it. Anyways, the Gallery Platform Los Angeles will host the auction from May 28th to June 3rd. Well, the other gallery is going to do the same days. This will have a collection of drawings, photographs, sketches, and visual arts. However, there's a work title called Selling Out. in which Grimes will auction a part of her actual soul. It's been reported that Grimes has originally quoted the piece of her soul to be sold at $10 million. But the quoted price reportedly made it highly and unlikely for anyone to buy a contract that expensive. However, it has now been reported due to COVID-19 pandemic and global recession, Grimes has decided to put her soul up for auction for the best possible offer.
How charitable of her.
Right? Like they need the money.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
How did we not think of this earlier? Like, you and I are going to be poor forever because we can't ever conceive of ways to just screw people over. Like, I want to auction a piece of my soul because it means nothing. And then I would just get money. I could just make up like a certificate like that you own a
Oh, no.
star.
She's making up legal documents.
Sure.
She's got a piece. She's quoted for the 7-figure price. She further added that she's gotten deeper into the process of drafting the legal documents with her lawyer to auction her soul, the more philosophical interesting it's starting to become. She meant the idea of having legal documents for a fantastical art seems fascinating to her.
Do you think the richer you get, the more removed from reality you become?
You know, I love America's Got Talent, but Simon Cowell?
Yeah.
They talk about silly things like McDonald's or Wendy's or whatever, and he never knows what they're talking about.
Right, because he's never been to one.
No, he's so like withdrawn like from the actual day-to-day living because he lives in a bubble because he's so rich. It's probably Elon Musk. I mean, he made the news the other day because his spaceship didn't go off. Like they had to
bad weather.
Yeah, bad weather. And so he went to Five Guys and got a burger, and they wrote a whole news story on it.
Because he was probably like his first time in a burger joint ever. He was like, oh my gosh, I have to like eat this with my hands.
Well, anyways, the last thing I'll mention about this one, oopsie, is the picture. I can put it on social media, but there's one of her pictures.
I don't even know what I'm looking at.
You're looking at a bunch of babies with like really long legs and stuff with wings.
Oh dear. Oh, now I'm looking at it. That's okay.
And other babies. Yeah, like it's just the proportionality of the heads and stuff is just really, it's odd. It's very odd. I mean, if you're into that stuff.
I mean, for a woman who's selling a piece of her soul, I think it fits fairly well. Her brand is on point. Oh yeah,
Wait.
That's a androgynous little baby with crazy long legs and a sword, I think.
Yeah, and there's like needles and stuff in this like picture with corners and it's just very bizarre.
You should just Google Grimes, just see the girl that you're talking about here, because I actually know who Grimes is.
Oh yeah, there's a picture of her right there. I know who she is.
Mm-hmm. And her music is music, I guess.
I love how they said she's a Canadian singer.
Thank you for giving her back.
Labeling her for us. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Yeah.
Anyways, there you go. But you know what? She is substantially younger than him, but they seem perfectly matched.
Mm. Yeah. Rich and weird. Yeah.
Rich and weird. Well, she probably wasn't rich, but
fairly
weird.
Rich. Fairly rich.
For her?
Richer than I'll be, ever.
I mean, richer because she's with Elon Musk or because her family's wealthy?
No, she was making a good career for herself.
Singing?
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. Like, I know who she is because, like, she's on the radio. Like, she's a decent enough singer that she's on the radio and popular enough that I know who she is.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you've heard her music. If you put on a song of hers, you will know what it is.
All right. You challenge.
It doesn't mean it's good. It doesn't mean it's good.
I don't listen to the radio much anymore.
No, that's because we're never in our cars because we don't have anywhere to go.
No, because I have Google Music and I just put on playlists.
I have Spotify for the same thing.
Yeah. All right, that's my fun, crazy news stories for today.
It's good. It's good. It was a nice break from, the other sad things that are happening in the news, which are sad.
Yeah, it's, I have to say, as you know, we were supposed to get married yesterday. And just that alone makes me remember 2020 because I had to postpone it, obviously. But there's so much going on in the world that it's just not a year that people are going to forget. 2020 is going to be one of those years. It's marked history, isn't it?
It is. It is going to go down in history. Well, it's, I think, maybe one of the first times that something has touched every corner of the globe at the same time.
Yeah.
You know, like even world wars left out certain sections of the world. Like things were not all encompassing, and other pandemics that swept through, you know, left swaths of people in dire straits, but not every continent was involved. But because of the way that our world was previously, where we were all connected so closely, you know, we were a global community, it was always bound to happen. But I think this maybe is the first time that everybody's been in it together for real.
Yeah. Yeah, I wouldn't say in it together. Seems to be a lot of not togetherness going on, but yeah.
Yeah. Yep. A lot of segregation. Yeah. Which is really terrible because you'd think that, you know, when faced with a common problem like this, you would see some goodness in people coming together and fighting and, you
We
know,
did.
focusing on the good things that they could do for each other and, you know, looking out for each other instead of racism.
I think we did for the first while. I
Yeah.
just think we have a lot of people with a lot of energy to get rid of.
Yep.
So, anyways, on that fun, loving note.
Yeah, let's be kind to each other, everybody. If anybody is listening to this, be kind to each other because everybody is having a hard time.
Is that an assumption that no one's listening to this?
I mean, the numbers are just, and it doesn't matter if it's only one person listening to our stupid podcast from Canada. We're here to tell you that you need to love your neighbor because you don't really know what they're going through.
Yes.
Please just spread love because it's all that we can do.
Sounds like an excellent last minute note. We'll
Don't actually spread love because right now that's dangerous.
Thank you for that clarification.
House. Just yell it out the window or whatever.
Air hugs.
Air hugs, yes.
All right. What was that?
Just not racism. Please stay away from racism. Jesus God.
All right. Well, that's it for me.
Okay, yeah.
Are you there? Did you just?
I'm still here.
You're holding your head.
Yes, it hurts. It's very, very stupid. The world is stupid. It's very frustratingly stupid. I mean,
okay. Take a deep breath and grab that glass of wine. Take a good chunk.
Third one.
Oh, great.
It's third.
Well, it's not easy work
to laugh.
No.
No.
All right.
Kind of day. Also, not a fancy wine or a good vintage. It was in 2018. And it was $20.
Hey, that's pretty expensive for.
Is it?
Yeah.
Is it for wine?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm a high roller.
All right, my dear. Well, I'm heading off. So have a good night.
You too.
And thanks for the news articles.
Yeah, you too.
Okay. Just bye.
Bye.
This is our outro.
Done.